Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. So market is selling off a little bit and we've actually landed in that wave 4 support region now for circle wave 4, which is offering, well, this area could offer some support for this diagonal pattern to the upside. We've now landed pretty much where that 50% retracement level is located at 100,960. A lot of panic in the market, but actually Bitcoin is still holding in the pattern. Now I have to say Bitcoin has broken all nano Fibonacci support levels, but we are still holding above Fibonacci support for a fourth wave in a diagonal pattern. That's sort of the main support region for this white scenario. And as I warned earlier today, on Fed Day we expect a lot of volatility. It is not necessarily meaningful. It might have an impact on smaller degree patterns, absolutely, but it likely will not change the overall pattern. As you know, a lot of people think that reducing rates is typically positive for the market. I have a slightly different perspective. You might know that because the data is pretty clear. Just need to look at some charts and compare how reduced rate or reductions in rates actually have affected the market, and how in an interest rate increasing environment, Bitcoin has moved into the direction of all-time highs. So, you know, it's still that narrative, unfortunately, which is being presented everywhere, that the reduction in rates is always bullish and an increase in rates is always bearish. It is definitely not the case. That's why a lot of people are confused when we have days like these and there's an interest rate reduction announcement and people are wondering why is it selling off. Because it's not related in that, it's not as simple as many people believe. But that video here is not about that. We have we have member tutorials about this topic. But the overall wave pattern itself is still intact. I wanted to zoom out a little bit and take a look at the daily chart before we dive further into the microstructure, just to get an understanding of the bigger picture. Because, I mean, could this be now, and you see how really, it's how insignificant this dip is actually when we look at the larger time frame, the daily chart. Could it be the start of wave 4 here on the larger time frame, this larger degree wave 4? Maybe. We need a bit more evidence for that, but it could obviously be the beginning of this A wave now. Then we could get a B wave bounce afterwards and a C wave down. So this is one scenario that definitely should be tracked. That's why I try to mention every day when I remember that this wave 4 is still outstanding. Could literally happen at any point, but so far there hasn't been any evidence that we have a start, because the move to the upside is pretty extended and it's getting very choppy and it's looking tired. Okay, these have been my words in the last few days. Market is tired, or it looks tired, even though we are moving to all-time highs, but it still looks tired, looks choppy, looks fragile, right? And that we see the effect today. And we have many markets selling off today, but also, for example, the S&P 500 looks tired as well. It's completely overextended to the upside. Bitcoin as well, in this third wave, overextended. But that fourth wave is due at some point. We just need a signal that is starting. Until that signal comes, there's no need to fight the local uptrend. But again, it's not an area where I think it is wise to be very aggressive with trades. Because the reward to risk ratio for long trades, at least from a macro point of view, is not very good anymore. On the smaller time frame, well, you have some Fibonacci levels to watch. We're now testing it. We'll see if it holds. But please note that once we get a break below that support level I shared with you on the 1 hour chart or the short-term chart, a break below it would be a first step in confirming that this circle wave 4 has started. Now let's go back to the shorter time frame. We're in a channel. I've added this channel today because it is quite well defined. So we have some channel support there together with the golden ratio level. And we have a dip. Let's see how the market is now dealing, with this. Bitcoin needs the bulls to step in now, or this wave 4 will be invalidated, right? Now 99,330, the golden ratio level, is not an invalidation point, but below this level probabilities start to shift to that larger correction that I showed you on the daily chart. We only have a 3-wave move down from the high, So that's all in line with a possible wave 4. It's quite a sharp sell-off, but again, it's Fed day, Fed day, interest rate decision day. I posted that earlier today on Discord, that on a day like that, typically the stock market, gold, and cryptocurrencies, also currencies like forex market, typically see a lot of volatility, right? And that's what we see now. It's usually best on a day like that to either be careful, or when things like this happen, just to let it settle first before we can really draw any firm conclusions. Which is why, I'm not necessarily trying to rush to update the charts if there are any updates needed, because sometimes it's just a little bit of dust, and then we just have to let it stabilize. Okay, so I think after the daily candle close, we should see a little bit more, know a little bit more. We need to see how the Asian market opens and so on. But yeah, I mean, this is the area where, if we get one more high towards 113K, maybe 115K, the bulls should turn up now. If we start to fall out of the channel and we're back in the range from early December, and then it is this ABC structure down, and this would just be a high B wave, and we're starting the decline in this larger fourth wave that we just talked about on the larger time frame, and support is around 80 to 69K. I believe I need to adjust this one here on the smaller time frame, which I'll do later today. Maybe I don't even need to adjust it because it's a high B wave, but anyway, it's not so important now. We're still holding above support, and what I need to see now on the smaller time frame is that the bulls turn up and drive the price back above the last high. So above 105,000, okay, 105K. Because at the moment, if this is wave 4, we're probably dealing with an A, B, C structure. It might still get another low even. But as I said, we need to let it settle first a little bit. So it might be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like this. So that would allow us to add some resistance to the chart, like micro resistance. That means any break above this resistance could indicate a low is in 102,600. Here. That's what I'm watching now. And if it's the yellow count, this is a 1, 2, 1, 2. This would be 3, 4, and it would form another low. And this would be the start of a larger decline. Yeah, that's the update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.